Imagine. Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Terry, for that great introduction. Imagine a future where you can go from reservation to destination and back home again without a passport or even a boarding pass. Imagine where security is assured, seamless, and transparent. But you know, that vision wasn't always clear to the government. We'd been struggling with biometric entry and exit for well over 10 years with no solution. And it wasn't until we took a trip to Under Armour, where we were amazed at this massive consumer enterprise with thousands and thousands of logistical data points. How did they possibly manage that? And as they looked at us, they looked a little puzzled at us. Like, what do you mean how we managed all of that? Well, we're thinking of identities and how many millions of identities that we have. How did they manage it? And they looked very simply at us and said, just-in-time data. You need data, what you need, right now. And as we thought about it, a light bulb went off, right? So we have a plane with one to a manifest, about 400 people. We have a cruise line of 1 to 2,000. And we have a land border of maybe 1 to 10,000 for commuter land border traffic. And there, we started to see the foundation of our solution was in how we looked at our data architecture. When we walked away from that, as we start to put the bits and pieces of this solution together, we realized that there's no me in a border transformative strategy. There is only a we as in the airline industry, such as Delta and JetBlue. We, as in private industries, such as AWS, NEC, and Deloitte. And we, the other government partners, such as TSA and science and technology. Let's take a look at how we envision the traveler verification service would work. So let's say you're at home, you're on your couch, and you've got to get to London in 3 days. What do? You go on your laptop, you're sitting there, and all of a sudden your facial image is captured, and it's sent to CBP. Now remember, as CBP, I probably know about 98% of you already who's in this room. So as you begin this process, I'm figuring out who you are. So now you're on your way to the airport. Got your bag, you're walking in, you're going to check it in. And lo and behold, what? You haven't shown a passport or a boarding pass yet, right? Actually, there's no person there. And your face lets you check your bag. So let's walk through the airport. As you're walking through, my brothers at TSA, they're waiting for you. And they know you're coming. How do they know you're coming? Because I told them. There they'll have a tablet with a manifest and everyone flying that day. So no more of this guy, right? No more of those long lines trying to confirm identity. Why? Because I did it already for them. And through TSA, they're going to go to that flight going to London. And one more last check to confirm it's you, and you're on your way to London. And then, when you're coming home 3 days later, as you're about to land and you're landing, waiting on the tarmac, I'm going to send you a text. And I'm going to say, welcome home. Please report to global entry where there's no waiting line. And home you will be. Now, let's take a look at what happens behind the curtain to make this happen. So when you approach, as a traveler, when you approach, your photo is captured and it's sent up to the cloud, over to CBP, The template goes back to the cloud, and it's matched and sent back. And you want to know something amazing? This happens within 2 seconds. What's also happening behind the curtain are all of the AWS services that make this happen. As you can see, all the services there. Now, let's see what 2 seconds looks like in action at JFK, where we are piloting this right now. Pretty amazing, but you know what? This is just the beginning. As you've seen that traveler stop and pause, the future isn't stop and pause. The future is face on the move. The future is where I can look in this crowd, and way over there, I know that's John. That's the future. The future is to take algorithms and facial recognition and make it smarter through machine learning. That's the future. If I may, I'd like to share a little personal story with you today. You know, when I was right out of college, I got this job, right, as a brand new officer. And as I was getting ready for work one day, my dad's looking over at me, and he can see because I was thinking I was all that in a bag of chips, right? And as he's looking, and he was a wounded World War II veteran, by the way, and he's got his old beat-up lunchbox. And as he comes and he sets it down and he looks at me and he says, "You listen here, young lady. Every day you go to work, you work for me. I'm the American people." And I've often thought, how would I explain to him what we've done in 2 seconds or less? And you know, he might not understand that, but you know what? He'd be very proud of each and every one of us, of what we've done in 2 seconds or less. Because remember, at the end of the day, it is about the American people. Thank you.